Welcome. This video is about breaking the fear program, and this is so necessary because we are spiritual, and that's the truth. No longer occurs through guns and whatever else. So having energetic sovereignty is the only protection that we can guarantee for ourselves and our family. So let's get into it. What is energetic sovereignty? Stop trying to know everything and start relearning how to know from here. Know in your being when something is good for you or not good for you. When something is right for you or wrong for you. And that doesn't mean that it means right or wrong by society's standards or by someone else's standards. It's what is aligned for you. What is your soul mission? What is your purpose here? And you don't even need to know what your purpose is. Don't get lost in that kind of earthly concept. What we're talking about here is being guided by the divinity and a different network of knowledge than what you know currently. To this date, if you're still living by a fear program, have only lived out what you've been told to live. And you've only experienced emotionally and mentally what you've been programmed to experience. We are sensing beings above all else. That is why they try to keep us so distracted, because our ability to be in our body and to notice what's happening in the environment or even far away, even that is confirming that telecommunication, like from across the globe, has existed for a very long time. It's just very high level knowledge. It's not a high level skill. We need to remember that we are capable of these things as well. Then we are tapped into our senses because we are animals on this planet. As an animal's senses in the ethers, if they're being approached on, or if something's coming to them, or the weather pattern is changing, they can sense these things, right? And so it's really important that we remember to get reattuned to our own sensing and to believe that more so than we believe whatever is coming to us through our social media or our people around us or anything. Like, honestly, anything. You need to trust your own inner wisdom. And I'm not talking about the programmed inner wisdom that you think is your thoughts, but it's really not. What does getting stuck in survival mode get you? Groundhog's Day. Do you feel like you're living the same day over and over again? Do you feel like no matter what you try to do to get out of that survival mode and what they call scarcity, that you're still in it? It's because what you resist persists. And we're not here to challenge it. So I have this pendulum theory. So a pendulum swings, right? And as far as it will swing this way, it will swing this way as well. But also everything has like a vortex. Everything has its own identity. So everything, even concepts, companies, people, families, social archetypes, everything has energetic experience to it. And if or when you try to leave the orbit of this thing, because you say, oh, I don't agree with this thing anymore, and you try to leave the orbit of it, if you're doing so and saying like, fuck this, oh my God, this is terrible, blah, 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 and you're fighting it and you're resisting it, that energetic vortex will come at you because it doesn't want you to leave. and it doesn't want it. It's feeding off of your energy, even if it's an energy of resistance. So the best way to get out of the vortex of something that you don't want to be engaged with is to, because if you pull this way, right, you're going to slingshot this way. And then, so if you're trying to get out of something, you're going to have a rebound effect, or you could have a rebound effect. And so what we're doing is we're just neutralizing yourself. Nothing is good or bad. Everything is just energy. Where you put your attention to, you become. So instead of fighting it, just reorient your attention to that which you desire and that which you want to build upon. And you will naturally neutralize yourself. And your attention, when it goes to that other thing that you desire, it's not out of desperation, it's out of devotion. And it's out of trust and love and knowing that this other thing is going to take care of you. Whatever it is that you're being guided towards, that's going to nourish your soul and nourish your life, be good for you, bring you soul evolution, bring you personal evolution. You know, if that's like, oh, I really need to do the sauna 2 times a week, then you just do that instead of being like adding force and talking about how, oh my God, and thinking and ruminating on how you really need to go to the sauna, but you really don't ever go, and I don't have the time, and you're feeding the opposite thing, which is you just not going. Then you need to just shift the energy, and this is where mental mastery comes into play. We need to be masters of our mental experience. It's just the reality. And so stick with me, because I need to upload it and I need to create it in my links and everything. But I've already created an ebook for you on this very topic. So stick with me or email me for it. How do you have energetic mastery? You master first the relationship you have with yourself, because this is eternal. The relationship you have to your higher self that is existing more so in the etherical realms than the one that is actually on this earthly realm that, we're inhabiting these human bodies with. That consciousness is existing so much more expansively than you know. And if you can just tap into that by always being oriented towards yourself, not in a selfish way, but in a dominion, like having self-sovereignty kind of way, and having dominion over who you are, and being the king or queen of your kingdom, or the god or goddess of your universe, this is required. When you strengthen the relationship you have to yourself, you stop reacting to everything around you and everyone. You stop taking things personally and finding reasons to be offended. You have an increased ability and capacity to design your life for the long haul. And you are now creating from the sense of you knowing who you are instead of you not knowing who you are and scrambling around trying to figure it out. And you create the opportunities instead of waiting for them to come to you. And when you are oriented within your true nature, you become more flexible. You are flexible in your mind and your adaptability to the life and environmental challenges. And you don't change who you are. That's not resiliency. Resiliency is you know who you are, but you change how you act upon the world by knowing who you are. And that's how you then adapt to whatever's happening in that consciousness or in the environment at that time. You're then able to intelligently interface with the framework. Think about like James Bond, right? So James Bond is very much his own character. He doesn't change who he is, but he survives everything. Yeah, he has some like quirky chauvinistic type thing. Ultimately, that's just like fluff. he knows who he is. He doesn't change who he is, and he's very adaptable and good at what he does, which is surviving these wild things, right? I mean, that's also just cinematics, but you get my point. So now that you're introduced to the topic a little bit on the mental realm, I've given you some mental things to think about if you're still with me. I'm going to close my eyes and channel and see if there's any other questions or thoughts or transmissions that you need to hear on this topic or at all. The first thing to do when you're learning to let go of the fear program and to move beyond it is to become familiar with stillness. Then you will no longer be attached to, attuned to, and susceptible to the distractions around you. Those distractions are carefully in your immediacy for a reason. Detach from all distractions. That does not mean the loved ones that you are responsible for. It means the worldly things. When you are attached to technology, your brain is less active and in a programmable state into the unconscious mind. You must protect your unconscious mind and your vulnerabilities. Your human brain is a vulnerability in this way. It is susceptible to being programmed. And so every day in the morning, upon waking, before you even sit up in bed, close your eyes, orient to your body, taking deep, full belly breaths, pulling up energy from the earth, and cosmic energy from the sky, allowing it to nourish and nurture your body, to bring life force into your blood and open your chi. And always create a bubble of sovereignty. Create a bubble of sovereignty. 6 feet and then 12 feet outside of your physical body. No need for protection. Protection is an inverse. It is a way to resist, so it persists. Instead, this energetic sovereignty is like a invisibility cloak, per se. Other energies and entities in the world will not even notice you because you have decided to not be noticed. Lay down the armor, lay down the sword. This is not a battle. That is an illusion. And what you only need to do is maintain energetic sovereignty. In doing so, you maintain your connection to the divine. Do not try to channel anything outside of the pure. Do not call upon any other names, ideas, archetypes, for they may not be pure and you may not know that. Allow the guidance and instructions from stillness guide your human self. Remember that this is where life is and exists. It does not exist in the brain. The brain responds to environmental cues. The body responds to environmental cues. It is an asset to you when you are properly oriented towards it as the sensing capability, but do not get lost in the way that your mind thinks or your body feels. Energetic mastery means that you cannot be manipulated. Your soul, your spirit cannot be manipulated by the mind or the body sensations. And even farther than that, you have the energetic responsibility and autonomy and capacity to not only manage, but create the mental and emotional environment that is advantageous for your soul and spirit to be connected to the divine. If and when you are experiencing a mental sensation, a mental thought, belief, experience, memory, or a physiological sensation that you know is not within your best interest, all you must do is recognize that it is not you and it is not yours. Come back into stillness until it is gone. The more you do this, the easier, the quicker, and more instantaneously it will happen, because you will have built the belief that it does. It could happen immediately now if you were to believe it. You need no confirmation for what's being told and what's being said to you. You need no confirmation for the intuitive guidance and instruction you get from the divine. Be open to receiving and move quickly. This is not a time to deceive yourself. Thank you. Let me know how this is going. I would love to hear from you. This is very important work we're doing, and the instructions are simple. They always have been. To be in compassionate awareness is simple, but our human complexities are complex. So, let me know if you need help.